What up, everyone? So, it is time for the monthly review. All the boxes head to head, gonna line them up, see who's the best. So I'm a little behind for the month. These are the boxes of March, and the boxes of April have now arrived. So, as always, I'm just a little bit behind, but not too far, so it should be okay. We got some good boxes here, some new ones, some old ones. So, those of you who are tuning in for the first time, welcome. What we're doing here is putting all the boxes head to head to help you find out which is the best box for you. At the end of the day, I'm just trying to be helpful and just trying to guide you guys in the right direction so you don't have to waste your money, so you don't have to waste your time, so on and so forth. So, yeah, pretty self-explanatory. I'm going to line these up I have 12 boxes this month, starting at number 12, going to number 1. I'm going to show a picture of what's inside and just give a brief description of why it placed where it did, why some are higher than others. Not much more to say about it. If you're interested in just seeing what was in each box, all the boxes, you can skip to the end of the video, and I'll have just pictures of everything in the box, so feel free to skip ahead to that if you just want to see inside. One thing I do have to talk about, I mentioned at the beginning of the month, or the month's boxes of the month, that I'm doing a giveaway. One of the first boxes I did was the BAM box, and they gave me an autographed picture of Charlie Cox from Daredevil. Ta-da! So that was part of a giveaway. And I want to announce it right now, but I didn't realize when I mentioned the giveaway that I can't announce it on this video because my videos, I always have some on retainer. So I record them in advance, so by when I'm recording this one now, all the videos of the month haven't yet been posted, so I haven't given people enough time, so the winner of that competition will be in the description when this video is posted. I'd love to say right now, but I haven't gotten enough videos out to get all the people in the giveaway. But I will make it fair, don't worry. So look in the description and you'll see the winner to that contest, and that person has 1 month to contact me and claim their prize. So I hope you guys enjoy. Anyway, let's start this off with number 12 and start the countdown. And I'll throw in some quips here and there other than that. So anyway, number 12, we got 1UP Box. This used to be a really great company. When I first started doing reviews, when I first did my very first monthly review, I'm pretty sure this was number 1. It was a fantastic box, and it's cheaper, and they have a great referral program, but it just has slowly declined and has been tapering off ever since. They had such a good referral program that I didn't have to pay for this box for a while because I was always referring people and it ended up being free, but that's not the case anymore. Now I'm not referring anyone because no one really wants it anymore because it just isn't doing that well. So this one did not do good on value, did not do good on items. They had a lot of third-party stuff, not a lot of branded things. Everything was just okay, but mostly just had low value. It got a 4 out of 10, and that's one of the lowest scores I've given in a pretty long time. So it's just really sad to see because it's been here since the beginning, and all the other ones that have been here since the beginning have been getting slowly better, have been building as a company and growing, and this one's been kind of dying off. It's really sad to see, but the sad reality of it is I don't know if this box is going to be around much longer, and I'm really sad to see it go, but it is what it is. I don't know what else to do about it. Even though it's a cheaper box, when you're not referring anyone, it costs almost $20, depending on what state you're in and your state taxes are. And to think that this is costing the same as like Loot Crate and the difference in the items, it's just not comparable. When this box company started, it was only like $13, and then it was like, alright, that's reasonable for what you get in there. But since they've slowly increased the price over the past year, now it's not really worth it, and it's kind of sad. So I hope they either flip this company around or lower their price back down, which I think they honestly should. But, you know, we'll see what they do. Anyway, that's number 12, 1UP Box. Number 11 is Super Geek Box. Same thing with 1UP Box. This box is pretty recent. The people that made 1UP Box split apart, and then one of them created Super Geek Box. So that's where this box comes from. And every month, it's surprisingly similar to 1UP Box. Always has been, and probably always will be. They're always very, very similar. For like contents and value, every month is almost like kind of the same like blueprint of a box. And same story here. This was a really great box when it first started. It was beating 1UP Box left and right, and now it's kind of the same. It beat it this month, but by 1 place. Same thing, value wasn't great, not a lot of branded items, a lot of third-party stuff. And again, it was okay, and it's a cheaper box, but still, if you're paying like California state tax and paying full price without referring anyone, this box costs about 20 bucks, and that's not really worth it anymore. If it was down to like 15 or 13, then it probably would be worth it. It'd be a great box, but the $20 price point just isn't really cutting it, and I'm surprised they're not building the company anymore. They started out good, and they're now kind of just dying off. And again, sad to see. So the same story, this one might not be around that much longer, but it is what it is. Next, number 10, we got Super Comic Block. And this is a box that's been around but has recently changed. This is the first month that it's been Super Comic Block, as they dubbed it. It was Comic Block before, where it was just comic books and a shirt. Now it's evolved to where they've included other items, which I was excited about because that's what I kind of wanted to see. Comic books are cool, but I don't want a bunch of comic books every month. I want some variety, and that's what this box did. But they really didn't deliver, to be quite honest. I thought they were going to, and I was super excited for it. But this month, it came with more stuff, but everything in here was extremely generic and common. Not that the things in here were bad, it's not like they were bad items or anything, but it was just overly common stuff, and one of the items in there was something we've already gotten from the Nerd Block company in a previous box, so they put in a duplicate item, which this company is really known for. I've had a problem with them doing it since day one, and they never really have stopped. It's always bothered me they put duplicate items over the months because nobody wants two of one thing, and they've always done that. The thing that was the thing that was a duplicate was from a long time ago, so I doubt anyone got two of them, with the exception of me. But even still, it just shows that they're not putting in effort when they're putting in old shit. Like they should put in variety and new stuff. This box is the Nerd Block company usually has exclusives and variety, but this time they just really didn't. And you got decent value. I'm still gonna keep it around and see what they do with it. I found out that a lot of people are paying different prices on this, which makes it hard to give a rating on. I'm only paying $20 because people that had the box before only have to pay $20. New subscribers have to pay $30. So the company isn't getting as much money as they should for this box. If everyone was paying $30, then I think we'd be getting more value out of this. But now because like half are paying $20 and half are paying $30, we're getting less value out of it, and it sucks for the people that are paying more because they're not getting as much value. So I think that's kind of a shame. I think they should kind of pick one way or other. Don't get me wrong, I'm happy with discounts, but if it's affecting the quality of the box, I'd rather not have it, to be perfectly honest. I'd rather pay more and get better quality than get a discount and get less from it. You know what I mean? So, yeah. I hope they do better next month. I hope that more people subscribe to it and they get more income for the box and get better stuff. But with quality like this, I don't see why people would be subscribing to it. So I don't see a lot more customers coming. So we'll see if that one sticks around too. But I have high hopes still. We'll see. So that was number 10. Moving on to number 9. Comic-Con box. Same story with all these lower boxes is that they started out really great. They started as a good company and have kind of just like tapered off. And this box was fine. Had some good stuff in there. Had an exclusive comic, which was really cool, and all the other things in there were pretty great. I liked it. But this box is just way too expensive. It always has been. It's a $40 box, and you only got like $50 to $60 worth of stuff, which is more than you paid for, but it's just not that much more than you paid for. And considering a lot of the items in there probably weren't liked by some people, that's just too much money to be risking every month. I've said it from the beginning. Same problem I had with Power Up Box, now Powered Geek Box, is the price point's just too high. If it was a $30 box, it would be great. Both of them would be fantastic, but it's not. They're charging too much, and they're not really giving what you're paying for, and it's just not worth it. $40 every single month is a lot of money, especially considering that they have no referral program whatsoever, so there's no way to get discounts or anything like that, so it just makes it tough. So there's one more box that's already been delivered, and if they don't do better, then this one's getting canceled because it's like I said, it's too much to spend and not get good quality. And so we may see this box leave in the very near future. And from what I've heard, the next month wasn't that great either. So this may be one of the last ones we see because that's just too expensive. Alright, now let's move on to number 8. Number 8, Geek Gear Box. This is a brand new company. They sent this box. This is their first box they've ever done. And I really like that they did some different things here. And that's really what you have to do. Any new company, you have to be able to offer something different. If you're offering the same old thing, you're just not going to survive. You're not going to. It's just the reality of it. All these other companies that have been around so long are doing the regular thing, and they're way better at it than anyone else is going to be. So if you're a new company, you have to be able to offer something different. And this box did. Something they offered was a sculpture that was exclusive to a video game, and that was the Majora's Mask one. And I really like that. I like when boxes put bigger items in there, or sculptures and things like that, because pop figures are cool and all, but we see them all the time, and small figures kind of get old after a while, so it's nice to see like bigger figures or sculptures and bigger quality and size and things like that. So I'm glad they did that. And this company also puts a personal touch on things. They add some customized items in there, which makes it cool, which makes it a little more personal. So those are things that they're doing different and things that I noticed and appreciated. So, and they put little details in the box and things like that, which shows they care. So I'm pretty hopeful for this company. They're just getting started, so they're kind of trying to gain some momentum. But I can see that, I can see that they're probably going to go in an upward direction, at least for a while. So I see good things coming from this box in the future, and I'm pretty excited to see what they have next month, because from what I heard, some people actually got the Nendoroid Link figure, which is a really cool figure. I have it myself, and that's a really awesome thing to get. And from what they said, some people were saying there are some bootleg versions of the sculpture they added, but the company confirmed that they got these direct from the Nintendo manufacturer, so these are not bootlegs. So there was some debate on the value of it. Some people were saying it's like over $100, but I don't know. I tried to do some research on it. I didn't really get any straight answers on the bootlegs versus the regular one, so my value on it may not have been totally accurate, and I still haven't gotten like clear answers to this day on the exact value of what it would cost. And I did research on eBay, and I looked at ones that were this versus that, and it's like I couldn't really get any straight answers. But either way, I'm excited to see what this company does next month, and I thought they did really good for the first box. So there we go. Geek Gear. Number 8. Number 7 was the Smuggler's Bounty. Really was not impressed with this box this month. It did okay. You got decent value. You got like near double what you paid for. But a lot of some of the choices in here weren't the best. And that's mostly because they made weird choices. Some of the characters and things they chose to put in here were a little bit obscure. In the sense that they didn't pick the most popular characters, which is fine. But that kind of limits it to like really hardcore fans. And someone in the comments explained it pretty clearly, and I totally agree with them, that it's not that we don't recognize the characters from this box. And I'm showing a picture. The box was themed from the Cantina scene. So anyone that's seen the movie or watched it again would probably be like, oh yeah, there's that character. But it would take a really hardcore fan to like know the names of those characters and things like that, because they don't really state it in the movie. You could have watched the movie 1,000 times and still not known the names of these characters. So it would take a diehard fan to actually go beyond watching it and do research to look up the names of these characters. And that's fine and all. There's nothing wrong with that. But that limits the market for this box. That limits the market of what people would be interested in it. I'm a Star Wars fan, but I'm not a diehard fanatic. I like it. I like the movies. I go see them all. I collect the stuff. I'm all for it, but I'm not enough of a fan where I'm like, oh my gosh, I like every single character that's ever appeared in Star Wars ever. Like, I don't care that much. I kind of just want the better quality stuff. And they just picked some of the more obscure characters. Some people appreciated it, some people didn't, so got kind of mixed reviews on it. Something I did hear about, though, is that there was a Chase figure. There was a blue Snaggletooth, and I wish they came with a description card in here, because I had no idea about that. I didn't hear about it anywhere, and when I do the unboxing, I don't know all the information, because if I did, then I'd get spoilers on the box. If I did research on this box, then I would have known what was in it before I unboxed it, and then that defeats the purpose of it. So there's only so much research I can do beforehand without spoiling my own unboxing. So I did not know about the blue Snaggletooth until after the fact, but I would have no way of knowing about it beforehand because I didn't want spoilers. But anyway, so it's cool that the company does things like that. They offer chase and variants, just like the shirt. There were variant shirts and things like that. But most people just weren't too pleased with it. Some people were, but a lot of them weren't, and that's why I got a little lower on the countdown. But it was still good. Still got good quality, still got decent value. But the figures in there, a lot of them didn't have high resale value and things like that, so it was just okay. But that's the middle of the countdown. That's kind of where it belongs. All right, moving to the second half of our countdown. Let's go to number 6. Number 6, Classic Nerd Block. A box I'm pretty much never disappointed to see. This is the original Nerd Block, one of the ones that started it all. So it's one of the boxes they put more of their effort in, which I appreciate, because half of the boxes from that company are like good, and they put effort in, like some of them are great, and the other half of the boxes are just kind of there. They're kind of lackluster. They are part of the company. They do those boxes, but it just doesn't really seem like they put effort into it. Like the comic block and like their sci-fi block. They're there, but there's just not a lot of effort, and it's always very disappointing. So it's hard to tell with this company sometimes. But the classic block is one of the ones where I say is a safer bet, because seems like they put most of their effort towards this one because it's eclectic. It's a little bit of everything, so it makes it easier to put good stuff in there. This month was good. We got some generic stuff, like some Game of Thrones stuff, which is always super generic, especially when it's Funko, and it's just very common stuff, and it was like, okay. And then some things that were like not really common, but not really rare either. And then we got an autograph in there, which I thought was cool. Not the most famous person, but I always think it's interesting, and it shows effort that they put autographs in there, because someone physically has to sign every single one that they put into a box, which I think is cool. I always appreciate that. So this one is in the middle of the countdown. It kind of belongs there. I don't think anyone would be disappointed about this box, but I don't think anyone would be like crazy thrilled about it either. So I thought it was good. It was worth it. Got some interesting stuff, but that's about it. In the middle of the countdown. Pretty good box. You know, there you go. Alrighty. Number 5. Number 5 was Loot Anime. So this is the last time we'll be seeing this box. Not because it was a bad box. It's always done good. They've actually done a really good job on this box. Almost everything in each box that I've gotten has been exclusive. So they're pretty good on giving exclusive stuff, and they always pick cool series. The only reason I'm canceling it is because I just don't watch enough anime to appreciate. I like anime, and the shows that I have watched, I've watched to death, and I've seen every single episode of, but I've only probably done that with like 5 different anime, because there's, you know how it is, like anime, each one has like 200 episodes sometimes, and it's hard to just like pick one and be like, okay, I'm going to go watch all 200 episodes. So I usually don't watch a series unless I'm going to watch the whole thing. So there's always things popping up which I just don't recognize. So that's the only reason I'm canceling it. Because other than that, it was really good. They had good stuff in there. They had good quality. They had good value. It was exclusive. So I think any anime fan would really appreciate this, and I would totally recommend it. But, you know, it's anime. It's not for everyone. So it could have been higher on the countdown, but it was good, but I don't really know what else to say about it because I'm just not that educated on it. But I think anyone that loves anime would appreciate it, and the value is decent. It's more expensive than their other boxes from Loot Crate, but I think it's worth it if you're a big fan. So anyway, that's Loot Anime, number 5. Number 4. The BAM Box. So I really like this company. Not just the stuff they put in, but this company in general. They seem generally motivated. They've contacted me a few times. I just got sent an email the other day, and they just wanted to say like how much they appreciated my reviews and the constructive criticism that I've given, which I like. I respect that. I respect that they can see that I'm just trying to help here. I'm not trying to insult anyone. I'm not trying to put anyone down or complain about anything. I'm just trying to help. So I appreciate that they noticed that, and also they sponsored my giveaway. So it's just things like that that shows this company is really putting an effort forth. And I like that. That's good to see because so many of these companies kind of seem like they're not, kind of seem like they're dwindling off. But this one seems very good. And something I really appreciate about them is they put in artwork. It's always signed, it's always numbered, it gives it value, it's very special, and it's usually cool artwork, which is really great. And I think that's one of the main selling points of this box is signatures. You get signed artwork. Also, 1 out of 10 boxes gets incentives in there, like an autographed item. And yeah, so they own a different company that does auctions for autographed items, so that's why they're able to put that in there. But that's what sets them apart. That's something different that they're doing. They're not just a generic company putting in random stuff. That's something that they're actually trying to be different from these other boxes, which is going to get them customers. So I really like that. And the other stuff in here was really good stuff. Some of it was third-party, things they made through third-party companies, so it wasn't branded, but it was still really good quality stuff. And there was branded stuff in here as well. So you got a good mix, you got good value, you got good quality, and you also get a good company with good customer service. So in my book, like, all around seems like a good company. I really don't have anything to complain about for them. So I'm excited to see where they go. And as this box the more it's around, the more notoriety they'll get, the more customers they'll get. So I hope that it just keeps growing. I hope this is a company that keeps going up and up and doesn't ever taper off like a lot of these boxes. So each month that I get it, I'm pretty excited to get it, and I can't wait to see what comes next month. And yeah, we'll just take it from there. So that's number 4, the BAM box. Number 3. And number 3 was Arcade Block. So one of the other boxes that I'm always pretty happy about from the Nerd Block company, one of the ones I've kept around for a long time, one of the ones they still seem to put effort into. This box was 100% exclusive. Everything in here was exclusive. Everything in here was from companies, like good companies. We got a really cool figure, which was well done. We got a business card holder, which was also really well done. We got a plush from a very well-known plush maker. It looked okay. It looked kind of weird, to be quite honest, but it was still cool. T-shirt was cool, and we got a nesting doll. The quality on the nesting doll wasn't great. It was plastic, but, you know, I wish they'd put a little more into the quality, but, you know, whatever. But you got great value, got good variety, got all exclusive stuff. So yeah, they did a really good job this month, in my opinion. They don't always, and it's always arcade-themed stuff, but they usually do a pretty good job at doing, like, things that everyone would know. Like, I'm a gamer, but I'm not a hardcore gamer. I don't do a lot of current games. I just don't have the time for it. Just like anime, I'm not up to date with all the games. So, but they seem pretty good at doing things that most everyone will recognize, including me. So that's why I've kept it around all this time, because they do pretty good at that. But yeah, I thought they did a good job this month, and I can't wait to see what they do next month, because they always do a pretty good job. Alrighty, number 2. Well, on a side note, let me say, the number 1 and number 2 spot, sometimes there's a definite winner, and a lot of times there's not. This is one of those times where there's definitely not a definite winner. Number 1 and number 2 were very, very close, very head-to-head, so I could have easily switched one and put the one in the other place, so I had to really dig deep to see which one did more. So don't get too caught up in 1 versus 2, because they both did an excellent job, and it's a very tough call. But let's take a look at the number 2. And number 2 was the DC Legion of Collectors from Funko and DC. This is the first time we got this box. It showed up for the first time in the month of March, and will show up again in May. But first box, they did really great. So it timed out perfectly with the Batman, Superman, Dawn of Justice movie. So that's really cool. The next one is going to be the one for the TV shows, which I'm not thrilled about, because Flash looks cool. I was never a fan of Arrow, but I haven't checked out either of the shows. They look cool, but I haven't checked them out. I'm just not a fan of the TV stuff, especially DC ones. It's just, I don't know, and I don't think a lot of people are thrilled about that box either. I think a lot of people are going to cancel for that month, and I was planning on doing it, but I just forgot to. So that one won't be that great, but I'll be excited when they do one for Suicide Squad. That's going to be dope as shit, so I'm totally down for that one. But anyway, about this box, we got the Armored Batman pop figure, which is really cool. He's a really cool character, and this is the only place you can get him. He had a very high value, so that's something that's really cool, really high resale value. I like the Dorbs. I was a big fan of those. Doesn't have a high resale value, nor does anything else for the rest of the box, but I really like the stuff. It had good quality. The shirt I thought was pretty cool. The comic was nice. So you got really good value. You got good variety. It was all Funko-related stuff, but we got 2 Funko-related things, comic and shirts. They mixed it up between comic style and Funko style, which I appreciate. I liked everything in here. Good value, good quality. Nothing to complain about. They did a fantastic job. So we'll see how the TV one does. Again, I'm not thrilled about it, but after that, we'll probably see one from like Suicide Squad and things like that. So we'll just kind of judge it from there. But I'm definitely keeping it around for a while longer. So yeah, that was the number 2 spot, the Legion of Collectors. So let's move on to number 1. Alright, so the number 1 spot goes to Loot Crate. And they've done really good recently. I can't remember, I think they got the #1 spot last month too. Either #1 or #2 or something like that. But the past few months has been really great. And you know, this company's had its ups and downs. They've been around a long time. They've had good months and bad months. But lately it's been really great. And they seem like slowly but surely they're getting better and better and better. Small changes, small tweaks, a little bit more value here, a little bit of quality here, but over the course of time, it seems like they keep putting more into the company, and it seems like they start growing more and more. In my opinion, this is probably one of the most well-known box companies for like the nerd geek genre in existence. They actually have a TV spot now. They have a commercial on TV, which I see quite often. So this is probably the most popular and widely known one. So that makes sense why they're able to make so many partnerships with companies, do so well on exclusives, give such tremendous value. It makes sense. So I hope that never dies off. So I hope the same for all these boxes. I hope they continue with this because they really did a great job. They got an exclusive figure from Titans, which I got the Alien, and I actually went out of my way to buy the Predator one because I was such a big fan. And we got a cool reversible hat, an exclusive comic book, not just the cover, the entire book was actually exclusive. We got a nice shirt. We also get nice pins from this company too, which are actually really cool in quality. I'm not a fan of pins at all, but they really did a nice job this month and have been lately. And that always comes with incentives too. It usually comes with a free downloadable code of some sort like that. And on top of that, they always like do cool decorations on the inside of the box. So all around a great company, good price point, only 20 bucks for the box, and we got pretty much triple the value. The only reason this got a little better than the DC box was, like I said, very minor stuff. Like, it was a little higher in value, we got closer to triple, and more variety on stuff, which isn't a big deal because obviously that was a DC box. So, like I said, the differences that made it #1 are very, very minor, but just a little bit better in my opinion, and I think most people would agree too. But quite a fantastic box and company. I'm excited to see what they do next month, and people have been asking me if I'm doing loot gaming, and I absolutely am. I have it right here. I haven't opened it yet because I'm a little behind. A lot of people got it a long time ago, so no spoilers on that. So I will be doing that one, and people also asked me about the Loot DX, which I actually wasn't going to do, and then I was going to wait for a theme that I liked, but I kind of caved on it and got it because it looks like it has really great potential. And if it's half as good as the normal loot crate, like getting double or triple your value with a $50 box is pretty tremendous, so I'm kind of excited. I wasn't going to do the first one because it's Quest, and I didn't really like World of Warcraft or Harry Potter or like so a lot of themes they had like I'm just okay on, and I wasn't willing to risk $50 for it, but you know, we'll see. We'll get a good idea of it. But yeah, I'm pretty trustworthy with this company and everything they do, so I hope the gaming one's good, but you know, we'll see. Anyway, that was the #1 spot, and that was the countdown. I hope you guys enjoyed, and more importantly, I hope that was helpful to you. I hope this helped you figure out what you might want to get and might want to do. Because at the end of the day, there's too many companies out there, and it's hard to make a decision, just like it is for me. So I hope the work and effort that I've done here helps you to understand and helps you make your decision on what you want to do. And as always, if there's anything you want me to try out, a box you want to see, give me a shout out, throw something in the comments, and I'll try my best to try and get a box from that company. And if there's ever anything you'd like to see, just let me know. And I'm always doing giveaways. The giveaways are always the same. Take this video, post it on social media, and you'll be added in a giveaway. Occasionally I have signed stuff. Most of the time I'll just put together a box for you. All the stuff I get, I'll specialize a box just for you and do that in a giveaway, which I'll be doing again very soon. So feel free to post this social media anywhere and just send me the link to wherever you post it. And yeah, go from there. So, this has been the Beardy Nerd. I hope you enjoyed this monthly review. And yeah, see you guys on the next video. More to come. Thank you guys for watching and supporting. I appreciate everything you do. I'll talk to you guys in the comments. Love you all. Peace.